going on? How y'all doing, man? I know driving, I'm almost home at the crib, so I'm being really safe. I'm not going to interact too much with my phone, but I'm tired, man. I'm ready to go to sleep. It's been a long night. I just want to speak some thoughts. Actually, just answer one of my posts that it is in regard to Colin Kaepernick. I'm pretty sure there's going to be nobody on watching that much. That's fine, but you know, we'll play catch up later. So anyway, here are my honest thoughts about Colin Kaepernick and his plight over the past 4 years. The interesting thing is that I remember the exact moment in which he had a press conference that was held in 2016, and when he first started sitting down or kneeling during the national anthem. Now, mind you, you see that I'm in the military, apparently, because I'm wearing a uniform. So let me go ahead and clear the air real quick. As a constitutional right, what's up, G? Late, bro. As a constitutional right, as a military member, you know, I have certain things that I had to abide by because I'm in the military. But this guy is a free citizen, free American, so he can choose to protest in whatever manner he desires to, or whatever manner he decides to. I'm sorry, and that's that. Now, another thing that I want to bring up real quick is that he is doing a peaceful protest. He's not tearing up no businesses. He's not burning anything up. He's not doing anything crazy. But yet, the main thing that my brother said, Colin Kaepernick said, was, I'm peacefully protesting because, you know, a lot of African Americans are being killed by police brutality, and there's police officers that are going home for paid leave, and they're still retaining their jobs. And that's not fair to a person who's unarmed. It's not fair to a person who is totally compliant to what that officer is asking that person. I'm standing up. I'm peacefully protesting for that by taking a kneel. And what I'm saying as a military member is that he has every right to do that, because I enforce that right, which is also a freedom of speech, which is also a constitutional right. Now, certain people that I have had, you know, conversations with prior have said to me, you know, it's not right. He's disrespecting the flag. No, it's not. Because why do I say that? I say that because I've seen people burn the flag, the American flag. I've seen people step on the American flag, you know, and I feel like that is more disrespectful than what Colin Kaepernick is doing. Colin Kaepernick has not been without a job for over the past 3 to 4 years. Dude does not have a job. He sold all of his stuff. He has sold this. He has sold that. He's done so many things, and I would say that would, you know, blackmail him, blackball him, or whatever that terminology is. He's done all of that. You know what I mean? And hey, AG, what's up, girl? He's done all of that, and the reason why I respect him is because he didn't fold up. He's still doing it. You know what I'm saying? So again, I believe that an athlete can have an emotion, an athlete can have a feeling. The problem with society is that people just want people just to shut up and play ball. That comment was actually said towards LeBron James, in which was a great athlete or whatnot. I remember the segment that was held with him, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and a young lady whose name I can't remember, but he made some comments in regards to President Trump, and as to why he wouldn't go to the White House, because he got offered to go to the White House. The Warriors got offered to go to the White House, and no, it was a predominantly African American team. neither of these parties wanted to go to the White House. Why? Because he feel like, the president is in a sense, saying certain things and doing certain things that can't really resonate with the African American community, and I'll just leave it as such. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I digress from my point. So what I'm saying is, people, certain, and a lady named Tommy Lauren, whatever, which I can't, she's just incredible. She's said a whole lot of things in regards to Colin Kaepernick and his protests, and a lot of people feel like he is disrespecting the flag. But the main thing that he said is, this is the way I'm protesting. I'm not going to do this in regards to a country that is not standing up for its citizens. And what he meant was African American citizens who are being gunned down, who are being killed by police brutality, and that's what he decided to protest against. But people feel like he was being disrespectful, that he just needs to shut up, mask his emotions, and play football, and that's just not right. So again, at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, I do respect Colin Kaepernick's sacrifice as to basically forgo all of his his stuff I can't think of the word. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm like, I just got off work. I work at nights. Anyway, I believe that Colin Kaepernick is doing the right thing in the sense of him protesting. I'm still a armed service military member. I enforce that right for him to protest in that way. He's not tearing up buildings. He's not robbing nobody. He's doing his own peaceful protest, and I respect that. That's why I'm a armed service member, so I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm at a light, so I have a chance to actually look at a few comments. Mr. Shago, hello. Okay, so I'll be very specific. No, I don't believe the president is racist, but I do believe that he is, in a sense, helped stirring the pot in which, first of all, let me see this about racism, Mr. Shago. Racism is still alive. It's 2019, and my heart is torn because I feel like we should be past this. I can't explain or count how many families, how many interracial marriages that I've encountered, how many interracial relationships I've experienced and seen firsthand, and how beautiful it is to see that type of love. And I feel like it's very, very ignorant for people who are taught hate, who are taught a certain type of mindset in which derives them from a truly beautiful experience. I feel like it's stupidity. I feel like it's downright hate. That's just me personally. So, and it's dumb when you actually thinking about it, and on a spiritual perspective, it is demonic. Like, slavery to me is very, very demonic. Like, slavery had no type of incentive as far as like all that goes, and that's a whole different segment. I'm talking about Colin Kaepernick right now. All I'm saying is the way that now what I do say about the president is I do respect his thoughts as far as him not by him being straight up or no chaser. I respect that, but in light of what's been going on in this country for many years, the Band-Aid, they're just a Band-Aid on racism. You know what I'm saying? When America actually needs a surgery done in that. That's my perspective. That's my thought. it's not just a media thing, Mr. Chago. It's truly not. What I'm saying is, the African American male is that racism has always been alive, always. It's even in the military. I'm still in the military. Racism is still alive. People are just very good at concealing it. That's a fact. I've seen it. I still see it. It's a fact that these things are still alive, but yet people conceal it. And I'm not gaining any type of advancement from just basically like, you know, saying that. I'm saying it because I've seen it, and I'm a man of color, so I feel like I can validate what I'm saying. So in the day, I feel like he's been stirring the pot. Like when you come out the gate talking about, you know, people that are Muslim, people that are not of color, and you just like basically you what's the word I want to use? You propagate that stuff, you know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, people who are already racist, you just give them like the green light to be more ignorant towards people that are of color. And so at the end of the day, it's not about being a victim. It's not about anything. Here's Edward Toby's thought. At the end of the day, as an African American male, this is the reason why I don't have many of these conversations with people that are not of color, is because they think that I just want to play the victim card. No, I've been in scenarios in which I've been targeted as an African American male, and it's like, no matter how well I speak, you know, if I talk white, which is stupid as heck, I know how to speak eloquent. That's a fact. Two, it's sad when at the end of the day, what can I say? It's sad when, what can I say? It's sad when my wife has to tell me, because so many people of color being killed by cops, sweetheart, if you get pulled over by a police officer, please just listen to them and do this, that, and the third, whatever. And that's sad when my wife has to tell me that. She should never have to tell me that. If anything, I should be more fearful of a criminal than a police officer. But because because of a police officer, because I see him more down on TV, you know, killing along with criminals, and they get paid leave, then I feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? But hold on, hold on, wait a minute, because I see that you're saying a lot. No, it does not divide our country. That's a problem. Is that the thing is, all right, let me be biblical for you, Mr. Chago. James says, the book of James says this, verbatim: be slow to speak and quick to listen. And I'm going to give you a physical fact. God created us with 2 ears and 1 mouth. 2 ears, 1 mouth, right? Now, as an African American male, and I'll tell you this, I will never sit here and say that I'm not going to condone stupid behavior, whether it's of African American, whether it's African American in that community, or if it's in a Caucasian community. Now, what I would say in regards to Baltimore, the thing that happened years ago when that person was killed, yeah, when people are looting and doing stupid stuff, yeah, I don't care if you're white or black, I'm going to say something against that. You shouldn't be doing that. It's stupid. Tearing down your own stores, stealing stuff, that's dumb. If you want to make justice happen, you do it the right way. That I do condone. But the thing is, what people that are not of color have to understand is that when we speak on the poisons and the ills of our community and our society, and it goes back to the book of James, you have to listen to our hearts. What does the Bible say about our hearts? The heart. First of all, I know Jeremiah 17:9 says that the heart is deceitful above all things. Who should know it? But to understand a person's heart, you have to listen to them, period, and you have to rightfully discern what they're saying. So if you have an African American person who's been exposed to crazy racism, crazy prejudice, you don't just like condone. You don't just like tell. First of all, part of the issues that I face is that people say, "Oh, it's done with. Racism is done with. It's not around anymore." No, it is still around. That's a lie. And it's a lie because there's so many stereotypes that, again, it goes back to whether it doesn't matter if I'm educated. It doesn't matter if I'm what can I say? It doesn't matter my background or my level of intelligence, because my skin color, I get stereotyped a certain way. Period. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, there has to be dialogue in which people don't take things personal. And this is why we can never, people of color and people that are not of color can never have dialogue, because people that are not of color makes this so personal. And it's not personal. It's for y'all to understand where we come from as African Americans. Period. That's what it's about, Mr. Shago. It's about people understanding, not just, oh, you go to black people again talking that nonsense. No, this is not nonsense. And for a person, again, there's a certain level of things that I've experienced that you probably will never have experienced, for one. And it's things that I know people that have experienced that are far greater, far worse than what I've been through. And in the day, as a person that's not of color, we tell you these stories so that y'all can understand. And that's what it's about. It's for y'all to understand. Point blank, period. I don't need a hug or a sympathy card. Yeah, I don't need all that, man. At the end of the day, I just want y'all to understand what we go through. And that's what we've been trying to say. But at the end of the day, when you got 3/4 of a society saying this, that, and the third, then what's the point of us even talking? Because you already have your pre-registered answer in that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. You know? So again, hold on a second. Yeah, it's just like racism is just terrible, man. I seen all the comments, and I can't go back and read right now because I'm still driving. I'm almost home, but I do understand. Because, again. And I'm not assuming. I'm conversing with you about my side of the story, my community, part of my community. And you're right. I don't know what you've been through personally. You're right. I don't. I only know. I only know what I've seen. Thing is, this is why I didn't want to talk about this. Thing is, people, they will do this and the third. They will say that, oh, just love each other and get along. Yeah, that's what most of us want to do. But again, you gotta listen to understand our plight, listen to understand our heart, and that's it. Just listen to understand. I'm not being a victim at all. I'm just calling a spade a spade. That's basically what it is. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, but again, going back to Colin Kaepernick, because we went on a huge rabbit trail. I'm sorry. Anyway, my last and closing thoughts about Colin Kaepernick is that, like I said, the brother has been without a job in the NFL for 4 years. Okay, he basically is doing a peaceful protest, is not disrespecting the flag, and that's what he said. But yet people keep connotating that with what he's doing, and you can't do that. You have to separate the two. Because if people, I've seen people of all colors burn flags about 4 years ago, stomp on flags, and nothing happened to those people. But here you have this quarterback who has Super Bowl experience and have said that, okay, well, this is what happened. You know, he did this, he did that, blah, 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 whatever. He's disrespecting our flag. And again, he's an American. He's not tied into no type of military rules, laws, or regulations. So we, as a military people, we enforce our right for him as an American to protest in that manner, in that sense. Like I said, he's done a lot of charitable work over the years, and he just being a spokesperson. Like I said, I admire the guy's integrity. I respect that, and I hold that near and dear and true. And so, and at the end of the day, man, that's just how I feel. So, and then you're going to have people who don't understand that, period. What I'm saying, only point of my stream today is the cover conversation that had happened already earlier in my timeline, is that the dude is basically doing a peaceful protest. He's not disrespecting nobody. At the end of the day, he's doing what he deems is correct. And me as a military member, we enforce that right. You know, it's a constitutional right. People have to read in between the lines. People can't take things personal. People can make it personal. And that's that. So certain people feel a certain way about the flag, whatever. Again, I've seen people burn flags. I've seen people do all kinds of things. I've heard comments like, go back to your country and all that kind of stuff. And that's just not correct to me, you know. But that's all I want to say. So, y'all have a blessed day. Love y'all. Take care.